Hello everybody. So I made it in time. Almost got my paintbrushes, but I just ran off to get them, and I'm here, and it's 8 o'clock on the dot. I have arrived, and today I'm going to live sculpt a bunny. So this is the guy you guys have been asking me for weeks and weeks for a bunny. I don't know why. Well, I don't know why you've got a thing about bunnies. I think they're pretty nondescript, aren't they? But I think I can do him. Thinking positively. I'm pretty sure I can do them. And it's coming up to Easter, isn't it? So I was thinking that it'd be quite a useful one for you guys if you're doing any kind of Easter cakes for anybody, or just one that isn't too hard to make and you should be able to either sell or do for friends and family. It's quite a lot. So we've got some lovely people here. So hi Ben, hi Lorraine, Christine, Jenna, Laura. Laura says I've got subtitles, so that's exciting. But subtitles just make stuff up. I love reading subtitles because they're just complete rubbish. It throws in like the random word kittens every so often, doesn't it? So like attacked by kittens. But yeah, so I don't know why the subtitles are there. But hey, as long as we're there and you're with me and everything, and the snow hasn't stopped play. Have you all had snow today? We've got loads of snow. We've been running around with the kids outside all day. So such a good thing for them because they're obviously stuck in the house day after day. So to have an amazing snow day is really like it all up. So I have so many people saying hello. So Angie, Linda, Carol, Viv. Sorry, I've lost some up the top there. Jan, awesome. Karen, hello. Actual Karen. Karen's been hiding under a pseudonym for like 2 years, and she's finally come out of the woodwork. So that's brilliant. I'm going to say hello to Tiny. Am I allowed to call you Tiny? Because it seems a bit weird. A bit like me calling Nutty Elaine, Nutty Elaine. When you guys have got funny sort of screen names, I never know whether I'm being rude or not. So Shana has no snow, but that's because you're in Australia, so I can't help you there. You've got 38 degrees, so which I think we would all quite like. Hello, us in lockdown and now snowy lockdown. We'd quite like 38 degrees. Yeah. So I'm going to try and chill out, I believe, a little bit tonight because this is a little bit of I need to use my brain rather than just kind of like flying by the seat of my enormous pants. So going to try and chill out a little bit and just go step by step, and we'll see where we end up. So we've got people making Olaf. I was thinking Olaf out of cake, but no, Olaf out of actual snow. That's awesome, isn't it? Yeah, I was really lucky, honestly. My hubby doesn't understand it. When I went running in this morning, he'd fallen asleep downstairs. So went running into the living room this morning and opened the curtains, saw it was snowing, and then acted like I was a small child. And being from India, he has no idea or understanding about how cool we think snow is, and that when we were kids, we loved snow because it meant we didn't have to go to school. So he's just like, I don't get it. And I'm like, but it's so exciting. And then I had to wait like Christmas Day for the kids to get out and pad around the place until 9 o'clock. They finally got. And then they saw the snow and then they understood. And we all went outside and hubby stood in the door going, you're all mental, but that's fine. Yeah, big fan of snow. Big fan of snow. So hello, I think we've got everybody here now. A couple of minutes past. So shall we do this, guys? So I've got a 10-inch square. I think 10-inch square. You noticed? Couldn't do it for 8. It's just too small. I just couldn't do it. So because he's got quite a long body on him. Hello, quite a long body. So I think we need a 10 to do it. Oh, kind of need 2 layers high, but I think I'm going to try it with a 2 layer and then probably just bump up a little bit. Where is he? There. We'll have a go. But first of all, I'm going to have to do his ears, which is a little complicated because I don't know how big his head's going to be. But if I've got to try and setting up a little bit, then I need to do the ears first. So let me just put some ears together and then we'll do it from there. So good morning, Sue. Hello. Right, should we do this? So modelling paste. Let us do a couple of ears first. So if we reckon they're going to be that sort of height. As you can see, I've been messing around with the airbrush, so I already have stained fingers. Stained fingers to start with is a good look. I'm just going to pop together. I'll try and let you see. A couple of ears because I just want them to start setting up. Plain old, whatever it is you can get. 2 blocks a bit of sugar. I'll try. So let's get the ears going first. So modelling paste is all well and good, but if you overwork it, it gets too hot and goes all floppy. So just work it in your hands enough to get it going, but you don't need to overwork. I'm going to just freestyle these, so they're not going to end up exactly like the picture because I haven't got time. Okay, now I'm going to have to leave the middle thick enough to, so it's something like that. And then obviously it's going to have to go all the way through his head or else we don't stand a chance of supporting it. So you want a good length coming off your skewer. Let me just cut that. And then I'm going to wet it. And I'm going to insert it into the middle of his ear. I'll show you in a second. So that's now got a cocktail stick in it. That. Now I can just cut rabbit ear shape. So I'm just going to narrow it off and leave it wider at the bottom because the ears fold over. So if you don't leave the width, you've got a way of folding your ears in. So something like that. Ooh, heck. And then wet the bottom. Around. Okay, and I'm just going to pop them like that on my table and hope that they're going to set up. So I'm going to do 2 of those and then give them an hour to set up. So I'm just going to do another one. Exactly the same. And then hope. My cocktail stick is throwing through, my skewer is showing through a little bit. Leave it to set up, and then near the end, I think I'll put another layer of paste on something to help hide them. Again, if you've got time, you can do this a lot better. So again, I'm just going to push the cocktail, push the skewer up the middle. So, just smoothing it out where I've pushed it. Cut an ear shape round that skewer. And then I've left it, let me show you, I've left it on its side so that hopefully it will set up folded. So I've left it sitting like that. I'll put that one over there. And do the other one the same. See which side I'm coming out. So this stuff doesn't take long to set up. So hopefully by the time we're ready, that'll play. Just faff him in a second. Hang on. Obviously, when you're doing this, you can do these either before or when you've got to the end, you can do them at the end and then pop them on a bit later. There we go. You just put this stuff away. Okay, let's get going. Okay, right. Oh, God, big knife. Are we ready? So I'm going to. Hey, I baked this first thing this morning. I know. Check me out. Not an hour ago. Getting organised. Right. So there's our bunny base. Oh yeah, look, I was thinking that as I put that, I was like, hey, look at that, it shows the tattoo really nicely. I'm getting old disgracefully, Karen. All right, shut up, Hannah. Here we go. I'm rabbiting. I'm rabbiting, but I'm allowed to rabbit, right? Because we're doing a rabbit. So if there was ever a reason to rabbit, today would be it. Okay. So round his bum off. It's a nice, easy shape. This is why I agreed to do this, guy. There's really not much to him. Now, I did think about putting a third layer on. We need it. I'm rounding his bum off. Can you all see that? No, because my hand's in the way. Honestly, I need to develop see-through arms. Okay? Now, this is a high bit, and then it slopes down his back a little bit, and then it comes up to where his shoulders are, and then his head slopes down. So let's take off the front end. A minute. Now this front end, his arm's going to come out here, and then look. So we can round all down the side, and as I'm doing it, can you see I'm nipping in here? So that's where his waist is, and then it's going to come out to his shoulders. See? Coming in a bit. It's starting to shape him up. Very, very, very easy. This is the high bit, so I'm come down on him. Give him a bit where his back slumps down, and then coming up to where his shoulders are. Now, if we don't think that's quite high enough, here guys, depends how you think. If you look on your picture, you see he's got quite a raised bit here, and then it slopes down and then comes up to his shoulders here. So let's put that bit on just so that he's got a nice roundy bum. So I'll just shape that in a little bit. So I didn't need that third layer. I thought about it. Okay. Up to his shoulders here, and I can just round off in there. Now, normally I would say he's going to need something here, but actually on this picture there's not much. But I think it's going to look a bit weird just having a complete straight line here. So I'm going to build in, even though he hasn't got any paws, I would put back legs and paws here, but I don't know why, but our bunny that I'm copying doesn't have. But I'm going to give him a little bit of something here. So here's his back leg coming in. And then if you just chip that back in there, you're just giving a very slight idea that he's got his little back leg coming in. Sorry, hit the camera. Goes that. Back legs. If I was doing, this is my design, I'd put two little back feet here. So Donna, we're making a bunny rabbit. There we go. We're making a bunny rabbit. So now we've got a little bit of a back leg going on. Obviously we need his tail there. We've got this front bit, and we can slope it down a little bit to his head. Not too much because he's not got too much there. So let's push him to the back of the board now, and we're going to put his head on. So to do his head, we can just use one layer of our 10-inch cake, which means we've got half a layer spare. Cut it in half, stack it on top of each other. Look at that, squid. Big squid. Okay, so now we need to cut his head in. Look at that, it looks mental. So it's not going to take too much of this. Your head, if you look at your picture, it's about a third of the size, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, yeah? 3 heads. 1, 2, 3. It's a shoe. Yeah, I'm making it. I don't know what kind of weird ass shoes you wear in New Zealand. So, all right, so let's go. So, just checking myself. I'm going to get the rough shape first without losing my hand. So he's rounded and then goes to a bit of a point. We'll finesse it in a minute. Let's just get the rest of the bulk off first. Okay, so it's massive at the minute. We need to start carving it down. So I'm going to get rid of a lot of this. If you look at his picture, his head sits about the same height as this shoulder blades here, okay? So that's my reference point. Come over and start coming down his nose. Keep asking to carve things. Russian roulette, caking style. The second happen is we end up with a bad cake, he gets dead, so it's all right. Okay, this head has come up too big, so I'm going to keep carving at it. So I'm trying to leave him thinner here, and then he's got these kind of like puffy cheeks coming in. I feel like the thing is just coming up too big, so I'm just going to take a chunk all the way around, slim him down. Watch me go too far. But that's okay, isn't it? Because if we go too far, we can always pat it back out. Whereas if we keep it too big to start with, we end up in trouble. So I'm just carving the whole shape down because it was just far too big. Bringing that nose back in. So he's sort of got a wedge on his face. Then we've got this sort of shape. So the eyes bulge out. And then it comes down. Sorry, I'm going to disappear over here in a minute. Otherwise, I can't get to it. That's better. So we're going to put this line here so that we can see where these bulges are. And then I'll have to put his cheeks back in. Gone too far. So let me have a look now. So shoulder blades, feet. If you're doing this and you start struggling and you can't see it, if you grab a piece of cake and actually pop your pretend feet in, amazing how much it helps you see. Look, and suddenly it makes sense. So I quite often do that. If I can't see it in my head very well, I quite often put a pair of cake feet in just to give me an idea of what's going on. So I think I'm okay with that. I think I could have done with leaving it just a bit wider here, gone too far with it, and then it builds up a bit here. So let's build that up in. Let's build that up in when we flesh it out. Just show where his feet go. Going around there. I'm just gonna slope this in a bit because his belly doesn't have a drop off here. It comes down in the slope. So I want to make that more of a slope. Did I just throw his foot? Did I throw his foot away or did I threw his foot away? That's clever. Is it? No, there we go, another foot. Okay, I'm gonna clean that and move on. So let's have a look what we've got going on. His name is Mr. Boing Boing. Tracy's late, that's okay. Hello, Jen. Jen's a superstar. Jen sorts me out when I don't know what I'm doing all the time. All right, cool. So buttercream. I'm not going to do this properly because it's just time I haven't got. So you're going to pretend that's got buttercream in the middle, okay? I also loosened my buttercream a little bit to help me put it on. Look at that. So I baked my cake in advance and I've loosened my buttercream. Some would almost say that I'm taking it more seriously. Oh, I hate blooming crumb coating. Gosh, I almost got that wrong, didn't I? That was terrible. All right, talk about yourself for a minute. This bit's so boring. I need a speed up bit. My time going. Oh, this is a big ask, you know. If anyone wants singing, they're welcome to. Still not loose enough in there. Should have done it looser. Has anyone invented spray on buttercream? Because I'd buy it. Oh. Right. This might not work. I'm just trying to loosen it because it's just taking forever. This may have been my worst idea. Well, at least it's going better. Woo! So let's get his bum covered. Oh, this is going to make my paste slide around something crazy. Get that gap in there. We just need that gap. So his face, as I said, is sort of a wedge with these two big bumps at the top. Wedge at the front. I'm going to get rid of these legs now because I don't need them. All right, it's not completely done, but it's done enough to hold my paste, which is all I'm concerned about at the minute. Let's try and get those legs in a bit. All right, let's put that over there. Okay, so right, where are we? No pressure. Yeah, but these things are never any pressure. There's a reason I quit them last year, and I'm about to. Okay, look, we need to build up his face a bit. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay, so we want to build up the eye. We already started them, but we need to. I tell you what, we'll start with his cheeks. Oh, hello. There we go. So I'm going to pop a cheek back in my hurry to bring his head down to size. I cut his cheeks off too much. So there's one there. Do some on the other side. Bunnies come in lots of different breed types, so you have to be careful which one you're aiming for. Another one in there. So we've got his cheeks back. This is what I mean. Like, I'd rather you cut off a bit too much and build back in where you need to, then you got all scared and you left it on, and you end up with something that's just got no shape to it at all. So let's put in these huge eye sockets, upper eye sockets. I can't see what I'm doing, can you? I'm just doing it. Just trying to get them to bend round. Now we did start putting them in when that's what that groove was about. But let's just add to them a little bit. $24. One of those looks much bigger than the other one. Hang on. Try and just stuck it up a bit. So we'll put the little ones underneath. Rabbit. No. Inside its head, please. I just want to do this from the front because otherwise I'm making a mess and then end up one lopsided. Oh, my leg's gone to sleep. Right, let's do these little funny front muzzle. I don't know what you call the front of a bunny's face. So one there. Going round. There, going round. Now then, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in a bit of a bridge of a nose, just coming down, just to kind of elongate a little bit. So making a bridge, wide bridge shape coming down, and then if I just point the end, that'll be that funny bit that goes over the front, and slot it in between those eyes. How's that looking? Does it look like a bunny? Looks like a weird alien. Okay. Let's build in the forearms. Karen can see a bunny, good, isn't it? Must getting somewhere. So if I want arms, I have to start building them in. So I can sausages to the corner, widen, and I just pop it there. What it's going to do when I cover it is give the first part of his arm, and then I'll have something to bolt on the rest to. Same the other side. Elbow joint. I do hope this isn't going to be an alien rabbit. I've managed to cut a slightly shifted shoulder, so I'm just going to add a tiny piece just to even it out. That's because I'm doing this at speed, not because of anything else. Okay, and then should we pop on, go around the other one? Violet, no buttercream. Should we pop on a bit of a tail here? And then when we cover it, the tail will automatically be in the right place. Useful. Tail. Okay, I'm just going to have a look at this before I cover it, because once I've covered it, I've got nowhere to hide. I feel like one of these is bigger than time. And then here, I don't think there's this gap here, so let's put a bit of a chunk here to go between his ears. It does slope down, but I think there's kind of like a maybe neck fur, I don't know, something here. There's something here. I'm going to put that on there. Right. So, that arena, I have paste. Right, up we go. Ooh. Sugar, that's what I need. See how these are setting up. Oh, look at that. There is hope for us yet. Right, I'm going to need a good kilogram onto it, so I'm going to need to steal I realised I meant to get the wafer paper out and do some straw, but I haven't, so you're not going to get a pretty board. That's a bit of a shame. I don't even know where it is in order to be able to run and get it. Right, let me just get this paste going. Half past. Heck. These get more and more complicated as the weeks go on, don't they? by the end of it, you're like, right, do a giraffe and a baby giraffe cuddling in an hour. Yeah, all right then. And also, with everything on the table, there's never any room. Just throw it over there. Right, here we go. Kick the chair out. Right. Let's try and get this covered. Just talk amongst yourselves as usual. I'm going to cover this in one. Again, wasn't going to actually, but looking at it, I reckon we can just wash it straight over. Wash being a technical term. Is that wide enough? Hope so. I feel like it's too thick. Hang on. Oh, knives everywhere. Jen does a lot of my behind the scenes work for me. Basically keeps me on the straight and narrow. But she's got the worst head. So she's forever sending me the most cringeworthy dad jokes you've ever heard. Yeah, I'm just not quite convinced I'm long. No, it must be long enough. That's ridiculous. Right, come on. We're going on. Wish me luck. Is it long enough? Is it long enough? Yay! There we go. Your bunny is finished. She's under a blanket. Bye. No, you want me to finish it? All right, bunny, where are you? So I'm going to start finding the bits and pieces now. All sorts of rubbish and paste. Where are you, bunny? Are you in there? So there's the shoulder coming through. There's the start of his little arms that we started. Just going to put them there. There's that nose piece we put in, which looks rather nice. Ooh, I think I can see him. I think he's in there. There's the groove in between. Coming up the back, coming down the side. Why they've got such pronounced bits here. Not even like they've got much brain to protect, is it? Okay, so coming down the side. Remember to put some here to give the idea of the back leg. Coming up. And then we just need to coax it round. Hello, tail. Nice to meet you. Final one coming out. We put that tail in underneath, it now means we haven't got one of those stupid joins where you whack something tail on the end and you try and blend it in. There, pre-made. I'll just try and get it into the base. Okay, so there's tummy, back of the arms coming up. Trying to give him a bit of a save. I'm just pushing it down a bit. Don't make this bit too big, like macho. I don't need a macho bunny at Easter, do I? Alright, let's get this paste off quickly. And then we're not redeeming it. Speed carving. Oh, don't cut his arm off. Okay. Right, let's put his face on. So, I'm just work in these bits. A bit more. You're laughing about the blankets. If I ever see a blanket on a cake, I laugh because I can hear Sam Hannah saying, "It's not a mistake, put a blanket on it." Okay, so just start tucking his head under and see what's what. Always calmer when I'm sat down. All right, rabbit, massive eyes. So in with the big ball tool, but I'm doing something slightly different because rabbits have got these really big side-on eyes. So normally I'm like, don't make their eyes too big, but rabbits compared to their head size, they're massive, aren't they? So where are you? I still elongate it. So I still make it more of an almond shape. And let's split that. Put that down. Elongate. Split that end. I'm going to try and look at it from the front to do this because otherwise you can end up with them going off wonky. Let's just get that groove really, really deep. We've got this little nose coming down here, and then got the line going up the middle, and then coming around each side of the nose. That means we've got easy noses, haven't they? Helpful. Now I feel like there's something going on with the mouth here, so I'm just going to just give it the idea of a. But I'm not going to do smiling. I won't do it. So let me just check that I've got this relatively even before we move on. So he's got a nose, he's got a mouth. He's got some slight markings coming back here, which just sort of mark off the end of this muzzle bit. Nice chunky cheeks. Okay, so let's put on a couple of front paws. Yay, there's my Marina. I'm just saying that the reason why we can do this tonight is because you brought me some lovely paste. Right, we need a chunky paw here and a chunky paw here. So I'm just using leftover fondant because it's here. So please excuse if it has bits of ink in it. I'll do the kind of paws, but I'm not going to define them very much because I think they've just got very, very soft ends to them. So and I want to put that there, and I'm going to hook it into where I've got my elbow here. But to do that, I just need to cut an angle. They feel a bit small. Maybe they're a bit small. Yeah. So if you had an ears down bunny, this wouldn't be a problem, would it? 2 ears down bunnies, they're easier. So just do a quick blend here. Just one. Focus in the eye. Do the other one really quickly. Make his tail a bit fluffy. I spend a lot of time doing fur. It's kind of fur or airbrush at this point. Let's see. Sainsbury's. So my place at the moment is Sainsbury's, just because that's what Marina got me. I did order a load of lovely cake from Sugar and Crumbs there, because I bought myself a tempering machine. I promised myself I tempered chocolate, and I was going to start myself a nice during my downtime. The slight problem I have is that I haven't found anyone yet. So if anyone knows where anyone knows where I can find any downtime, that'd be great. Do on this side as well. I'm going to just cut this off because we don't need it. Sorry, I'm just going to cut to the elbow. Match it. Put that in there. Oh, of course, yes. So that goes down to an elbow there, that goes down to an elbow there. Put the grooves in so that we understand his legs are coming up here, starting here, going down there. Apparently he hasn't got back feet, which is a bit weird because I'd put them there, but he hasn't got them, so let's not cause ourselves aggro. Just bring that in slightly so that you can just see that back there. Should we do a little floppy tail? Now, obviously, if you've got a really fluffy rabbit, you'll have to go all over. I'm a bit torn. You actually give it a little go. I'll try. Let's see. There's a tiny little bit of speed rabbiting. But so you're going to follow his fur. You have to look at your picture. This is real speed stuff, okay? Let's give him a bit of a fluffy bit here because it definitely seems to have something going on. That's a bit rough almost. Protect him from the foxies. A lot of time doing this, okay? These are speed sculpts. Someone was asking like for the kit list because it was they want to do it as a tutorial, but I don't really want to get into that because I'm doing you properly. If I'm doing tutorials, like my tutorials are sort of 4 hours long and they go into loads of depth, I want to give you the maximum help I can. These are basically just to inspire everybody to have a go. So it's a 10-inch cake, but I don't want to get to the point where I'm having to listen stuff. With he's got a line across here. Is it that way? It goes that way. You've just seen it. And a line up his nose. Gosh, I'm suddenly seeing all this extra stuff that I didn't see a minute ago. So if your ball tool goes too tough, you can just run in with your fingers to soften it. So he's got a bit of fur going on now. If you're going to do the fur running down the back, it's going to radiate away. So he's another one that appears quite quickly. That's why I thought I could probably get him done in an hour, because actually his body shape's really quite simple. Getting this bit a little bit higher, running down, and then up shoulders. And obviously, if you're doing like lion heads and stuff, you need a lot more time working on the fur. I used to keep lion head buns. Love them. They escaped. Oh. I'm rotating around. I'm not hatching, so my fur never meets itself. All right, I'm going to leave it like that. I think just there. Moment of truth. Let's see. I know my cocktail stick is showing a little bit. So if you don't have an 8-inch tin, can you make it out of an 8-inch round? Make it out of an 8-inch round, you lose corners is the problem. Have you got a 10-inch round? That might work better. Fingers crossed, guys. I've got the wobble. Hang on a second. I'm just going to widen it a bit. I don't want it this narrow. Please don't. So I've just taken a chunk off the end so that it's a bit wider. Is that the right place? Oops. Reach for that then. Everyone else holding their breath, or just me? I really, really, really want to bend it. Are you going to let me bend you? Obviously, normally, you have more time, you would do this at the end, where you can then put your ears on and play with them, and then let them set up. But then we wouldn't be able to airbrush, so it's got to be done this way. This way. I'm gambling horribly because I'm mucking about with them and I'm playing with them when they're set up. Where are we going with that one? Oh, cocktail stick too long, skewer too long. Skewer alert. Do not break the ear. Get off. Right, try again. Just trying to bend a little bit without the whole collapsing. Oh, I think that would do. Got one longer than that. Stop messing with it. Okay. I'm done, aren't I? Am I done? Am I done? Just giving this little. This paw is fatter than the other one. Yeah. Let me just carry this one down a bit. Hang on a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Not that I'm faffing on a wire sculpt. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't waste time faffing, would I? Nuts. Be slightly nuts to do this. Go on, get out there. All right. Stretching. Throwing some stuff around for a second. Trying to clear out my space a little bit. Snow rabbit. Do you know what? I was going to do a snow rabbit, and then I thought you'd all me because you all love the airbrushing bit, don't you? I thought you'd think I was cheating. I also really want to spend time finishing his fur now, because if I don't finish it, the airbrush is going to make him look weird. Hang on. Across his belly. Let's just cut it around his back. So now what I'm going to do. What time is it? 10:02. No pressure. All good. I want to put in some teeny tiny back feet because I think it looks really odd. So I know in the picture he hasn't got. I'm just going to do exactly the same thing because I know I can do it in 2 seconds flat. So I'm just going to, where's my knife? Think. you see those two toes there. So let's just pop that back in. And then down this. Possibly slightly small, but yeah, good enough. There we go. Now he's got 4 limbs, which makes me much happier. Do you ever? So Sue wants to know if I ever airbrush white. Yeah. So if I do white animals, I don't leave them white. You ever looked at a Westie? There's nothing white about them. Looked at a white horse. So if you put a white animal in the snow, got snow on the brain today. If you put a white animal in the snow, it's there. You put a white animal in the snow, you will see they're very clearly not white. So you'll have to airbrush in cream and browns and all sorts of things like that. Nothing in nature is truly white, just like nothing in nature is truly black. There we go, better. I'm just moving back a tiny bit. I feel like it's a little bit too close to the camera. Looks better with back feet. I totally agree, Sean. All right, my airbrush was clear enough earlier, so hopefully I've sorted it. So should we have a go? So our little bunny here is kind of two-tone. He's got a lighter brown, orangey, and then he's got a darker brown. I've got the bubbles today. I'll fall over. So I've got a chroma brown, which has got a very yellow base, and I've got a fractal brown, which is much sort of more of a woodland brown. So between the two, hopefully I'm going to get somewhere near where I need to be. So this is the more orangey, yellowy brown. We'll start with that. I'm going to go around the eyes. Moving my board all the time. You guys know the drill now. Unless this is the first time watching me, hello. I'm sorry it's a bit fast. But it's this lot. They keep making me do harder and harder cakes in an hour. And then we've gone from just like a bit of structure chat to a bit of face sculpting to do a whole bunny. I like a challenge, so it's all good. And look, he looks awesome. So Easter, you either make a bit of money for yourselves or friends and family and cheer them up, then my job is done. I just want to groove this in a bit more. I've lost his back leg a little bit. I lost it on the other side too. This is a bad idea. Don't sculpt whilst airbrushing. There we go. So I'm just bringing in the lighter colour. And then I'll go in. Get in with little toesies. Back with this. Okay, darker brown. Darker brown. No, that's not darker brown. That's darker brown. Oh, I was going to put the autumn gold on him. Damn it. That's what the autumn gold is for. Never mind. Right, this is much darker brown. So, gap between the ears. The autumn has got purple to it. Coming in here. I'm just going to chuck a bit of black in that. It's casting. And I don't want it to cast purple. I don't want a purple rabbit. Let's just try a bit of black to see if we can pull the casting out. Better. We've got some darker saddle. The top. do some more lighter work, so I'm just going to leave some of it a little bit. He's got some darker tips with his. You see, I'm moving all the time. I do airbrush one bit over and over, I move. Let's just do a bit more of that. And then I'm going to backfill with a little bit of a lighter. I put the autumn gold here on purpose, you know, let me see. Right, let me pay attention a minute. To keep some areas lighter, the whole point about having an airbrush is that you shade with it. If you're going to do block colouring, you may as well just colour your sugar first. Around. Yeah. Just a second. Let's try something. What have we got? Hello, Annabelle. I missed the first part of the conversation. So sorry, I can't comment because I don't know. I've missed the first part of it. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I'm just warming this colour up a bit. Right, there we go. I'll stop messing. I'm messing. I'm going to bring the brown up because this one of the colours I was using is just casted to casted a bit purple, so I'm trying to sort it out. You probably can't see that. So obviously you'll be able to do whatever colours you want because your bunnies will be all different colours. Blend in the side. The thing with an airbrush, it only goes on the direction you are. So if you want to get this, you have to go low. Anyway, a little on the fast side. Just blending. What do you reckon? Got a tiny bit of black in here. It's quite an intricate colour actually. This first one we've done where it's had this many colours running. Should have done the white rabbit. He's getting a bit where he's got his shading. Alright, stop messing. Stop messing. Woo! When the sound goes off, it's so quiet. Oh, there we go. Right, what time is it? 9 o'clock on the dot, and I did waffle for the first sort of 5 minutes, so there is just enough time. Woo! Just enough time to pop the cup in. So we need The paintbrush that I ran off. Right, hang on, sorry. Let's see what you're saying. So, 9 p.m. I still can't get over a fox out of an 8-inch round cake. Yes, I know, that's good. Green batter stuck to my face. Okay, good, thank you. Wow, we're going so fast. Okay, I don't think there's anything that I need to answer. You probably could do this out of an 8-inch square. An 8-inch round isn't going to give you enough, but you could do a smaller one. This is like life size, isn't it? You could do a smaller one out of an 8-inch square though, all day long. Right, let's just dust in a tiny bit. You don't want to do this whilst you've got an airbrush. Just to warn you, you need to let your airbrush dry before you do this, which I'm not doing. Okay. So I'm just dusting in, making these eye sockets brown, making these sockets. So these are just speed little fast lives, okay? The full tutorials are in the school. Most of you are in the community group, Cake Illusionist Sculpting School community. If you're not, then I do lots of tipping there and help anyone who's struggling. And there's lots of people buzzing around in there doing all the online stuff. And the real tutorials are on the Cake School. So there is a lot more that I can show you when I'm not into an hour. It just shows you what you can achieve in relatively little time. Sit myself down. Right, big eyeballs. Why do you have to name them? Here's Laura. Laura's always clever. Whatever cake Laura sees, she names it. Can you eat it if you name it though? Tell you what, this is a fab cake for an hour, isn't it? Crikey. Fab cake for an hour. I'm really annoyed that I didn't get the wafer paper. What I'll do is after I finish, or tomorrow, I'll do some wafer paper hay, and then I'll chuck it up. So this is just black extra. And I'm just going to paint it up very, very, very quickly. A little bit of water, and then I'm just painting the eyes in. I can leave a bit of white to act as a highlight. See? Just wait for that to turn around. And do the other side. I'm cheating by just leaving a bit of white. You can add white highlights and stuff, but I'm out of time. That's for another day. So you guys need to give me your ideas, suggestions. Go on the group. Tell me what we're doing next week. I have to be able to achieve it in an hour, so it's no good people asking for ostrich edges and stuff. I have to be able to do it in an hour. There we go. This was, gosh, bunny rabbit in an hour. Crazy! Look, he's even got a fluffy tail. So just think how cool that would look with some wafer paper straw. It'd be awesome. I'm going to leave it like that because I think that's a good pose for it. Right. What you can achieve in little time take hours. Coiled up Bambi, snake, another snake. Oh, thank you guys. He's cool, isn't he? MMS, but he's cool. Happy with that. Even with the standing ear. Even with the standing ear. You know, every time I do one of these, I on angry face, and I don't ever know if it's because someone's hitting or because what I do is really annoying and has made somebody out there sort of little thing that cut names up. So I'm really sorry if I make one of you angry. You probably need to take a chill pill and worry less about cake. But I'm sure it's just someone just hitting the wrong button. Okay. on that note, I think I shall leave you guys alone. Yeah, keep chucking the ideas up, and keep chucking them in the group as well. And also, I want to be able. I think I should be able to see some coming up to Easter. So I think I should have a whole, what do you call a group of bunnies? Yeah, I need a group of bunnies coming on. You don't have to do the ears up. You haven't got modelling paste. You do nice lop ear ones. And I want to be able to see those on the group. So come in the group, tell me what you're doing, and give me ideas for the next week. And I will see Labrador guys and Elephant guys for round 2 tomorrow night. So Labrador is at 8 o'clock and Elephant class is at 9 o'clock. And it's not called a herd, Laura. A herd of rabbits. It can't be a herd of rabbits. That's ridiculous. Is it a school of rabbits? No, that sounds weird too. All right, somebody tell me. Yeah, Labrador class, Elephant class, and launching next week, I reckon. We've got the big wolf on, so that's big and exciting. So I will see you. A group of rabbits can be a warren. I thought that's where they lived in. They can't be what they called where they lived in, can they? Anyway. Good night, lovely people. I will see you either tomorrow night or on the group or next Sunday. All right, take care. Sleep well. Good night, everyone.